Surprisingly enough, this is going to be the first pure Dino deck profile on our channel. What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. It is Andrew the Collector here with probably one of my favorite decks currently and probably of all time, basically. Dinosaurs. Yeah, this deck is so aggressive, so aggro, and just downright fun. And obviously the reason because it's so powerful is because of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This guy is just a beast to every degree, basically. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So starting things off, we have 3 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This guy is pretty much what makes the deck broken. He is probably one of the best boss monsters in the game. A lot of the deck profiles that I've seen that play pure Dino only run 2 of him. I honestly think that's incorrect because you want to see him as soon as possible, whether it's through a double evolution pill or in your hand. Because a lot of people don't really expect people to play 3 since, you know, it's more common to play 2. But again, it's up to personal preference, but I think that you need to play 3, so no more, no less. And then next, we have 3 Soul Eating Oviraptor. Probably just the Stratos of the deck, helps extend your combos, along with 3 Miscellaneousaurus. This guy got untouched by the ban list. It was at 1 previously, but now it's back to 3, and it just helps extend your combos. Stay tuned for after the video for a combo tutorial, and I'll go into more detail on how to play it. Then next for the baby dinosaurs, we have 3 baby Ceratosaurus along with 1 PT Pteranodon. Not once per turn, special summoning when they're destroyed by a card effect. 2 Animadorn Archosaur. This guy is what really makes this deck shine in today's metagame. He is a searcher for the pill by popping a dinosaur, which more than likely will be one of the babies. And he just outright extends your plays because you can special summon him off of Miscellaneousaurus and just go off from there. He is currently sitting at like $50 to $60 at the point, so this is where most of your budget will go to. But if you have the money to get him, I do highly recommend getting him because having him in the deck just takes the deck up to an entirely different level. And the one-ofs are the 1 Pancratops and 1 Giant Rex. You only need 1 of each of these because obviously he's at 1, and you can recur him with his effect. So, yeah. Now off to the 3 of the best hand trap in this format is Ash Blossom. The only hand trap that we run in the main deck, which we'll get to more when we go into the side. Now off to the spell cards, we have 4 copies of Lost World and 3 Lost World and then 1 Terraforming. It's probably one of the better cards of the deck to help with target protection, as well as making your opponent's monster's attack lose 500. And then 3 Fossil Dig. Search out half of this deck with this card. So, yeah, and it's somehow still at 3, even though that Rhoda's a 4, which is completely bonkers. And then the next card is 2 Double Evolution Pill. Easiest way to get your UCT out of the deck, probably the only way, but yeah, this card is really insane. You only need 2. You can run 3 if you want. Let me put it this way: if you are not running any Animadorn Archosaurs, definitely run 3 Double Evolution Pill because you want to see it in your hand as much as possible. But since you're only running Animadorn, you only need the 2. And then 3 Pot of Extravagance because this deck only cares about certain cards in the extra deck, so it's not really too big of a hindrance if you banish 6 cards from your extra deck and you don't have any other draw cards in the deck, so it doesn't really have any drawbacks. Then since this is a control format, we're running 3 Cosmic Cyclones plus 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. You could run Twin Twister if you wanted, but I choose not to because this deck doesn't typically like to discard too many, other than obviously the Giant Rex or even the Miscellaneousaurus, but But with Miscellaneous Source especially, you want to keep it in your hand. So definitely Cosmic Cyclone is the best main deck option, along with Harpy's Feather Duster. And then 1 Monster Reborn because we can have nice things. Now up to the final 3 cards are the 3 Literal Hand Trap and Infinite Impermanence. A lot of people say that Infinite Impermanence isn't necessarily great in this format since it's more controlled now, but I highly disagree with that because mainly for the fact that you can activate this during either player's turn if you have no cards on your field, you know, directly from your hand. So that's always a better option. I mean, Effect Veiler, I would say isn't definitely the best hand trap right now, but Infinite Impermanence is a lot better than it. So definitely do not give up on this card in this control format because it can do a lot of wonders. Now off to the extra deck. Probably the only extra deck cards that you'll really care about are 3 Link Karibo along with 3 Secure Gardena. Going into the combo, you link off Animadorn Archosaur after you search the pill, and then you link Karibo off into Secure Gardena, and then you have 2 targets for your pill in your graveyard with Link Karibo and Animadorn. So yeah, these are, if anything, these are the most important cards that you'll probably have in the extra deck. Second most important ones are the Evilsaur Dolka and the Evilsaur Logia. Not once per turn, monster effect negation, and then a Solemn Judgment on legs. I'm not running 3 Dolka because I don't have 3. If you have 3, run 3, and then probably take out 1 Logia, because Logia isn't as great as Dolka in some situations, but since we're in a control format, Logia may be more valuable. And then the rest of the extra deck are 3 Abyss Dweller and 3 Tornado Dragon. Tornado Dragon's obvious since trap cards are on the rise, and then Abyss Dweller is more centered towards Drytron and Virtual World. Or Edlich, pretty much any extra deck or graveyard-centered deck. Hell, even Dinosaurs if you go up against a mirror match. So Abyss Dweller is definitely great. Now off to the side deck. This is where you run 3 Dolka. Like I said before, trap cards are definitely on the rise. So Dolka, I think, is probably going to be extremely viable here because let's say that you have, because with your main combo that you do with this deck, you don't really need your normal summon if you have the right cards. So if you have this in your card, you normal summon, and if they have a bunch of back row, then you're pretty much set unless they have a hand trap to stop you. So if Dolka has a time to shine, it's definitely now. Then 3 Artifact Lancia for, you know, Virtual World or any evenly matched shenanigans or Drytrons. 3 Dark Ruler No More. I haven't given up on this card yet. You still come across those, you know, break my board decks or combo decks in this format, so it's always good to have this when on hand. Here's a card you haven't seen in a while. 3 Ally of Justice Cycle Reader. This was I last used this card during the Blue Eyes format, but now since Drytron is now the best deck of the format, what better time than bring it out of my binder than to go against Drytron. Then 2 Gamma Seal, and then 1 Red Reboot. Obviously Red Reboot because trap cards are on the rise again, like I've said a million times, and then Gamma Seal for any problematic cards. But anyway, let's go into the combo real quick. All right, so for this 2-card combo going first, you only really need a baby and a Miscellaneous Source in your hand. That's all you need to get the combo started, but for the sake of argument, let's do random 3 cards for the rest of your going first hand. So just give it a quick shuffle. Then Pot of Extravagance, Animadorn Archosaur, and a Monster Reborn. Okay, so this deck, or this hand going first is pretty broken. So obviously we start out with Pot of Extravagance, since it's the first thing that we have to do. Shuffle up our extra deck, and then pick 6. These 2, those 2, and the bottom 2. Why not? And if they were to Ash, then we would still be able to go on with the rest of our combo, but let's say that they didn't. Our next cards would be Ultimate Conductor and a Lost World. This is good. And we banished... okay, it's not bad, but it's not great either. Alright, so since we already have an Animadorn in the hand, we don't really need to activate Miscellaneous Graveyard Effect just yet. So we'll start out with activating Lost World to get it out onto the field. And then we will normal summon Animador and Archosaur. So we would go Chainlink 1 and Chainlink 2 to lock them in case they have an Ash Blossom. But let's say they had an Infinite Impermanence or anything else. That's where your Miscellaneous Source would come in to make him and all your other dinosaurs unaffected for the rest of the turn. So yeah, we'll activate his effect, pop the baby in hand to add the double evolution to our hand. Baby's effect will go off to get Soul Eating out to the field. We'll activate Soul's effect to send Giant Rex to the graveyard. Then we will link off the Animador and Archosaur. Good thing we didn't, banish our third Link Karibo, because that would have been tragic. And then we link off the Link Karibo for Secure Gardna. Now we have all of our targets for Double Evolution Pill. So we would banish Link Karibo and the Giant Rex to summon out our Big Daddy T-Rex. Since we're going first, I'm going to put him in defense just in case they have a Lightning Storm. Just shuffle it up real quick. After that, Giant Rex's effect will go off and summon him out to the field. And then we can overlay. And this time, and this depending on the whatever deck you go up against, you can go into whatever you want. But let's say that we don't know what we're going up against, so a good bet would be Dolka. And we would summon Dolka, and that is pretty much the end board for going first hand. Depending on what you have, you have other options. You still have a Monster Reborn. You have a second UCT with 2 targets in your hand. So if this was a going second hand, you'd be good to go. And during their next turn, you have a Miscellaneous Source to protect your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And you have Lost World out with a token for target protection. And yeah, that's pretty much the best going first combo that you can do with this deck. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Let us know in the comments what you guys want us to do next. If you have any other ideas for deck profiles or future videos, let us know, and we'll catch you guys later.